Hey, what's up everyone? Eric here from A1Athlete.com, and today we'll be talking about the Kineon MOVE Plus, a wearable red light therapy device that's perfect for at-home recovery. So jumping right into it, the MOVE Plus is probably my favorite red light therapy device I have ever tried. I used to shy away from red light therapy in general just because while towers are pretty impractical, I don't like sitting in front of them for 20 plus minutes. Kind of just feels like wasting time to me. And handhelds were a little bit annoying to use, especially after an arm day. If you're trying to wave a device over your pain site constantly for 10 plus minutes, it can get a little bit tedious. So the MOVE Plus took care of this just by the design. It's a wearable, so you can put it around your shoulder, your elbow, your knee, kind of wherever you're trying to target, hit the on button, and you're good to go. And so I figured it wouldn't hurt to give this thing a try, especially because I don't really have to do anything besides put it on my shoulder or my knee, hit on, and I am very happy with the results. So I was actually lucky enough, or maybe unlucky enough, to see this thing in action. I injured my knee in the snowboarding season, and I was, doing my regular physical therapy exercises, doing different stabilizing exercises for it, and then I decided to also use the MOVE Plus on top of it, just to see if it would speed things up a little bit. And it definitely impressed me. So I would use it for 5 to 10 minute sessions, maybe 2 or 3 times a day, and it made a massive difference in the pain I was feeling, in the swelling I was kind of experiencing. It actually let me finish my snowboarding season completely pain-free. So I would use it when I was still healing up. I would use it before my snowboarding sessions and then after again. And I was, instead of being in agonizing pain afterwards, I was feeling pretty decent for the most part. So from first-hand experience, I can say that this thing works. Plus the quality you get at this price point is insane. It comes in at $500, but you can get yourself a pretty sweet discount by using our code A1Athlete or by clicking the affiliate link down in the description below. So one of my favorite things about the Kineon MOVE Plus is the fact that it has 3 separate modules. So this way you can really hit the entire joint at once. For example, if you're wrapping it around your shoulder, you're really hitting the front, the back, and the bottom of it all at the same time. You get kind of entire joint coverage with it, which is really key for red light therapy. And that was something that I found to be a little bit of a, something that holds people back in practice, is with towers, for example, you have a wide range of red light, right? So you're kind of, targeting maybe, let's say, your shoulder. You're kind of just sitting there with your shoulder facing it, and there's no real specificity, right? It's kind of like a shotgun, right? There's a lot of range with it. Whereas with this thing, you put it on and it hits the joint exactly where you want it to, right? Plus they have something called dual light technology, which basically means that they're using LEDs and lasers at the same time. That way those waves, they come in from the top of the joint, but they also hit deeper into the joint. So it's really a full joint or full muscle coverage. And that's something I found other products really miss out on, is that specificity, right? If you're an athlete, or if you're, a gym goer, or somebody dealing with arthritis or just general pain or swelling due to, could be a sprained ankle or anything like that, you do want to get specific with your treatment, which is where the MOVE Plus really excels. You get a 360-degree range of treatment, right? You're wrapping it around whatever joint or muscle or whatever injury you're dealing with, and you get direct skin contact with the module, right? Which is super important because red light waves, they actually start bouncing off of your skin if they're, further away. So having them directly on your skin is going to make sure that you get those red light waves going into your body. So the Kineon MOVE Plus has a modular design. Basically, that means you can switch out the casings to provide different angles of how that light hits your joint, right? So Kineon actually includes 3 different casings in it, so you can switch and match kind of however you want, and then really customize for the target area that you're hitting. Plus it is rock solid. So those plastic casings, I always get a little bit nervous when I see plastic in any product, but these things are pretty solid. So I had there was really no give in it. There was no sliding or anything like that. I'm really not worried about dropping this either. I can't see it cracking anytime or breaking or anything like that. Plus the belt itself was really comfortable. I didn't get any chafing or anything like that. The Velcro held really good, which is also something I'm always looking for, especially for a wearable, right? If you put it on your elbow and you're walking around doing something else, you want that Velcro to hold tight, because, well, obviously if it doesn't hold tight and it falls, then it's not a really good wearable device. But I had no issues with that with the MOVE Plus here. So the quality is super solid. Obviously, the one thing that kind of, was a bit of a catch-22, and this is probably just because I have weak hands, but when you put the modules inside the casings, getting them out again is a little bit tricky. There's no quick release or click release at all, which is completely fine. Just keep that in mind when you're trying to push things out. You do have to give it a little bit of a shove there. The other big thing I was looking for with the Move Plus is how is the battery life, and it completely blew my expectations out of the water. So when I was dealing with my knee injury, I would use it for 2 to 3 sessions a day, 5 to 10 minute sessions, right? So I used it every single day for 2 weeks and charged it then, and it wasn't even dead at that point. So I got about 44 treatments out of it before I started charging it. So Kineon says that it lasts for 4+ hours, which I absolutely agree with. That is about 48 treatments if you're using 5-minute sessions, which is perfect if you're traveling, if you're tight on time, if you're just wanting to bring it to a game but you forgot to charge it last night. You have zero issues with it at all. Plus the charging dock that it comes with, super easy to use. You just kind of plug it in, toss those light modules in there, and you're good to go. 0 to 100% takes about 3.5 hours, which is one of the better times that I've seen in most red light therapy devices. I already mentioned how versatile this thing is. You can use it for your knees, ankles, elbows, shoulders, neck, whatever. Kineon is actually working on making more belts. That's going to make it way easier to use it for let's say your back, for example. So that's something to look forward to as well. But right now, I have no issues with it at all. If you have, if you're trying to hit your quads, for example, and you have really large legs, this might get a little bit tight. But me, I'm average built, let's say, and I have zero issues with it. So you're probably looking at this because it's convenient and looks portable, and it totally is. So the Move Plus actually includes a carry case. It's kind of a hard shell on top of it, super high quality. I was traveling a couple of weeks ago and I wanted to bring this along with me, and I was just traveling with a backpack at the time too, so I didn't really have that much space to begin with, but it took up next to nothing and it was definitely a plus. You can't really do that with a tower or most handhelds just because they are way bigger generally. So yeah, nothing really comes close to it in terms of portability. Plus the new updated version. So I was using the last generation of it, I guess we'll call it, but this new version of it now is it has 5, 10, and 15-minute interval sessions that you can choose from. So my version was just stuck at 5 minutes, which is fine. You turn it on and then it automatically turns off after 5 minutes, and you just click on again if you want that. But now if you're on the go, if that's something that kind of annoys you a little bit, you have that option to just choose 10 to 15 or 5 to 15 minute sessions now, which is perfect. And I just want to give kudos to Kineon for that, because they actually came out with that new version pretty quickly, especially based on customer feedback. So props to them. So to be honest, I don't think from what I've seen any other device on the market right now, especially wearables, comes close to the quality of this thing. Plus the Move Plus has the modular design and the 360-degree treatment. It just works perfectly, exactly for what you need. I would recommend this to athletes, especially people that are, if you're doing any sort of high impact sports like volleyball, football, basketball, hockey, anything like that. You want to have as much advantage as you can and try to avoid injuries as much as you can, right? So this thing is super easy to put into your bag, to travel with, to bring it to games, training sessions, the gym, anything like that. It's perfect to kind of spend 5 to 10 minutes a day just to get on top of your injuries and really get the most advantage that you can. It's also great for anyone dealing with arthritis or any weekend warriors out there that are just enjoying the gym or enjoying hiking or sports or anything like that, especially if you're busy and on the go. Again, you can just toss this thing on whatever body part you're targeting, hit the on button, and you don't even have to think about it while it's treating you. Plus, if you hate foam rolling and icing as much as I do, this is the perfect replacement for it. So let's recap. Super high quality, very good price. It has 3 separate modules that you can use all together or separately to pinpoint exactly what you're trying to target. Battery life is amazing. The belt is unreal. It has no chafing or anything like that. It is my #1 recommendation for red light therapy at home for sure, especially if you're an athlete. So I've used this for a couple months now, so I have a pretty good idea of how it works and how well it works. But I'll be updating my thoughts as time goes on, so be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can get the latest updates of how it holds up over time. And remember, if you're wanting the Kineon MOVE Plus and you want to save some cash, hit that affiliate link down in the description below, or use our code A1Athlete at checkout for an extra 10% off. That's it for the review. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and ever forward in becoming an A1 athlete.